Yeah, July is kind of a weird month because it's like you're kind of expected to still do things, but like more civilized countries are taking totally off, and it's like yeah, for me, I personally can't like fully unplug, even though nothing is really going on. So if you are also experiencing that, then all my solidarity. So um I actually think for July, because it's like July, August, September is like the hottest, most like sluggish time of the year. That this month I kind of want to go on more of a cooling, like calming kind of vibe. So um, you can let me know in the chat what you think about that anyway. But today I wanted to talk a little bit more or practice a little bit more around specifically tools to relieve anxiety. Because, oh, I got it. Yeah, you can always drop something in the chat as well and I'll see it. Yeah, right. So funny. The chat was about vacation. I accidentally I had to fly through Paris a couple years ago, and it was like the month that everyone's gone, and it was like a ghost town. It was incredible. Anyway, so I thought we would talk about practice a couple of techniques specifically for anxiety, for calm, because generally a lot of our stress can be whittled down to anxiety, really, because it creates that fight or flight response that we can kind of fight in the moment with breathing and mindfulness tools. So the first breathing exercise I want to do is actually not a yoga one. It's more of like a science nerd one called the Physiological Sigh. And it's similar to one that we have been practicing called interrupted breathing, where it's like 2 on the way in, 2 on the way out. Only we'll breathe in as much as we can, breathe in a little bit more at the top, and then you just sigh it out, but without thinking about it, without forcing it to be very long. Just what an actual sigh would feel like. So it goes like this. You'll just breathe in through the nose. And then generally there's like a little bit more room here. So you breathe in again. And then just let it go. If you like, you can make the sigh longer, or you can just let it go. We can experiment with a couple versions, and you can kind of figure out for yourself which one you prefer. Okay, so if you want to join me, this one is super simple. So we'll just take a big breath in through the nose. Just try to fill your chest, your stomach, throw out all of that. And then there's probably a little bit more room, so let's take a little bit more in. And then just let it go. Or it might be more of just a, okay. Let's do 2 more of those. And then I'll just ask you just to, actually, no, all good. Okay, let's do 2 more of those. So big inhale through the nose. Another big sip of air at the top. And then sigh out. One more together. Let's take another inhale. And then inhale. And let it go. So you can open your eyes. So I know for me, there's that little moment of kind of physical tension when you're really feeling everything at the top. And then you kind of feel the physical release of sighing it out. So this one you can practice. Actually, studies have shown for up to 5 minutes to kind of re-regulate your nervous system. But that is quite a long time to practice any breathing exercise that you've just learned. So I'm going to time out a minute for us to do that together. And you can sigh however you like, either a longer one or just out. That's totally fine. All right, so let me start our timer here. And again, it is breathe all the way in as much as you think you can, a little bit more at the top, and then let it go. So we'll do this in silence together. I'll leave my audio on so you don't feel weird about hearing your own breath. And let's rock and roll. And on your next sigh out, you can let that go. And you can open your eyes if you close them. That is what is called the physiological sigh. I'll drop in an article into the chat. Any questions about that before we move on? Okay, cool. So very related to the physiological sigh is another breathing technique that either in fancy yoga terms is called Dirga breathing, D-I-R-G-A, or three-part breathing, or in kind of just more, I don't want to say secular because yoga is not religious, but in kind of more like scientific, just, non-Sanskrit terms, it's just sometimes called long, slow, deep breathing or LSD breathing. It's not really as exciting as actual LSD, but we practiced this together. And along with the physiological sigh, it is like one of the simplest ways to just incorporate some breathing to kind of interrupt your patterns and also make sure you're getting enough oxygen flowing. When I'm stressed, when I'm anxious, a lot of times I'm literally just forgetting to make sure that I'm taking in enough fresh air. So my OGs, we've done this. This breathing generally is done through the nose. If you are stuffy or whatever, you prefer to breathe through your mouth, that's fine. Again, a refresher for anyone new or returning is that most yoga breath work focuses on the nostrils just to kind of force us to concentrate a little bit more. But you're welcome to let that go. So three-part breathing, I like to keep my hand on my stomach and a hand on my chest, just so I have the extra sensory information about each part filling up. You don't have to. But what we'll do is think of our breathing in three parts: the nose and throat, the chest and lungs, and then the abdomen. So if I were to stand up, I'd breathe in through the nose, and then the chest would expand, and then the abdomen would expand. Okay, and then we breathe out the same way. So when we breathe out, it goes, and then the chest will come back, and then you'll feel it go out your nose and throat. These leggings are quite see-through, so let me stay sitting. Okay, so again, three parts in: nose and throat, chest expands, stomach, abdomen expands to let in every molecule of air that we can let in, and then same on the way out. The stomach empties, the navel pulls to the spine, the lungs empty out, and then the air goes back out your throat and nose. Okay, so again, this is optional. This is just helps me kind of focus because sometimes I have a hard time separating it out. And let's do 3 cycles of that together. I'll kind of call them out, and then same thing, we'll practice maybe 1.5 minutes on this one because it's a little bit less stimulating than the other one. Okay, all right, so let's go for it. Take a big inhale through the nose and throat, and then into the chest, and then fill up your whole abdominal space here. And then exhale, empty it out from the stomach, out the lungs, the chest, and then out the nose and throat. In through the nose and throat, into the lungs, into the abdomen, and then out the abdomen, out the lungs, out the nose and throat. In through the nose and throat, into the lungs, into the stomach, and then out the stomach, out the lungs, and out the throat and nose. So you can let that go for a second. So we'll practice that for about 1 minute. Now, if you prefer to make it more smooth, that's totally fine. The reason we break these down into 3 different parts is just because it helps us grease the groove of remembering to kind of fill all of this when we're breathing deeply. So this is just a little reminder to come back to each of those 3 parts. I know for me, I tend to focus a lot of my breathing like in my stomach, and I forget to expand my chest and my lungs. So this one helps me slow down and kind of remember that actually there's always more fresh air that I could be taking in. All right, so I'll set our handy timer. We'll do this one for 90 seconds. And I will not cue it. I'll just be here practicing with you so that you can do each segment the way that serves you best. So just remember, nose and throat, chest, lungs, stomach, and then back out the same way. All right, let's go. So on your next exhale, you can release this 3-part breathing or Durga breathing, DIRGA, or LSD breathing. I know I find that easier to remember. Okay, so those are 2 that you can try at any point today when life starts getting crazy. I do these in traffic sometimes. Andy knows how bad traffic is here. Remember, so the recap, the physiological sigh and 3-part breathing. So that I would like to move on to our guided meditation portion of today. The little script for anxiety. Again, anxiety is such a big topic, but if there is a more like subtle or even gross, meaning bigger topic that anyone wants to explore in a further call, maybe it doesn't have to be around anxiety, it could be around something positive, abundance, relationships, whatever. Just send me a little message. I'd love to know like what you're interested in. But anxiety is something that I have to manage every day personally. And I know it's a common thing, and it is a natural physiological response that we all have. So part of managing anxiety with a mindfulness practice is first, rather than getting upset that it's happening, remembering that it has an evolutionary purpose. And so your blood pressure rising, your pulse getting faster, sweating, all that stuff, that's your body actually trying to protect you, right? Because in the past it would have been, I don't know, I was going to say saber-toothed tiger, but humans were not around at the same time. Anyway, predators, actual safety risks. So in a way, we can almost be thankful for our anxiety because it's a sign that we are trying to keep ourselves safe. However, society is full of, everyday life is just full of sensory information that was just not around, and that triggers the same responses. So we can accept it while not having to actually like soak in it, I guess. So, like any other meditation, you're welcome to just sit in any position that is comfortable. You can lie down for this one, it's all good. This one is just listening. So there's not going to be any like squeezing or moving or so any position that's comfortable for you to breathe in. And then again, your options are to keep your eyes closed if that helps you remove sensory information. Or if you don't like that, then you keep the eyes open and just pick a spot, like if you were balancing, you know, in tree pose or something, and just pick a spot in the distance or just look down your nose and just focus on something and just listen. If you do keep your eyes open, see if you can just let the eyelids be heavy. So like, you know, a half raised curtain. Again, that just helps us bring ourselves inside and away from some of the inputs that can further provoke anxiety. So as you start to get into your seated position, just allow yourself to be here without worrying about how you're supposed to sit or be or anything. So the body's natural state is actually to be calm, to be regulated. So our bodies, our brains, our nervous systems want to get there. So you can almost feel like you have your own back. And sometimes thinking too much or focusing on the tension or anxiety can also fight back against our body's natural response to want to take us back to stability. A lot of anxiety also comes around kind of the need to control the present moment, to control future outcomes. We might be overanalyzing what we think will happen today or tomorrow or next week. And I want to honor that, because while our body wants to be in a state of calm, the anxiety also might be a learned response, because in the past, we had situations and outcomes that didn't happen the way we expected, which can tend to make us feel like we need to grasp for control. So in order to change this habit, we just need to shift our self-image and create new beliefs. And that's what this session is for over the next 10 minutes or so, 10, 12 minutes. So to get in this calm and stable state where we can start to repattern, let's go back to the breathing. So I'll count down some numbers, and with the number I say, just fully inhale like we just practiced, and then exhale, bring the navel to the spine. And with each breath, see if you can just let something go, either physical tension or maybe like a drop of a story that you're hanging on to today. So I'll start to count down now. So 5, just take a full breath in. And as you exhale, feel the tension just loosen a little bit. 4. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel even more relaxed and let some more tension go. 3, full breath in and out. Feel your mind just becoming a little bit more calm and stable with this breathing. 2, Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, can you let go of just a little bit more of the need to control things? And one. As you take another breath here, inhale. And exhale here slowly. Let go of any remaining tension, even if you have to kind of fake it till you make it. Let's rest here in a state of calm and tranquility. And I'll just name a number of affirmations that you may want to repeat to yourself to repattern beliefs. And if they don't speak to you, you let them go. If you hear one that you like, you can savor it. And if none of this speaks to you, just continue with your breathing. So as you rest in this place of calm, you might hear yourself saying any of the following. I survived this before, and I'll survive this now. I'm strong, and I can persevere through anything. I know that I'm not my anxiety. I can take things one step at a time. I live only in this moment. I approach this situation with openness and curiosity. I'm in charge of my breathing, and I can slow it down when I need to. I enjoy my feelings of inner calm. I'm actively taking steps to reduce my anxiety. I'm talented and I have many things to offer. I cultivate patience and understanding with myself to overcome anxiety. I'm courageous and I can make it through everything. I use my unique strengths to move beyond anxiety. I know what I value and I place my energy there. Life wants what is best for me. I am comfortable and connected with my environment. I can find pleasure in my life right now. I will allow only for healthy decisions in my life. I am strong. I am loved. I am unique. I have community. I matter because I'm here. My worth as a person is not attached to external outcomes. I can do this. I control my mind. It does not control me. I am calm. I am peaceful. I am free from my anxiety. I have the tools to combat stress. All is well. I am prepared for change. I am strong. I acknowledge when things are difficult, and I know I have the tools to rise above them. So if any of these spoke to you, or if maybe you had your own idea for a mantra, something you could repeat to yourself, a power phrase, an affirmation. Let's rest here in silence for 2 minutes together, and you can either repeat that to yourself or just take stock of your breath. So again, we'll be here for 2 minutes. I will let you know when we're halfway through, and then I will signal when the 2 minutes of silence are over, beginning now. We're halfway through with a minute left of silence. That is our 2 minute, those are our 2 minute. And now I'll count down again from 5. And with each number I say, just imagine that you're gaining more and more awareness of the present moment. And as you do, as we count down and come a little bit back more into today, see if you can just kind of drag some of this awareness of your strength, any clarity that you've gained with you as we count down. And know that even in the smallest way, you can take action with a new mindset. You can tackle any new challenges, knowing that you have the tools to re-regulate, that you have the strength that you need. It's all within you. So 5, breathing, coming back slowly. 4, start to become a little bit more aware of your position, how your body feels in the chair or wherever you are. 3, become a little bit more alert. 2, become a bit more aware of your own surroundings now. And 1, take a big inhale through the nose. And an exhale. Let's do another physiological sigh like we did earlier. So take a big inhale. Another big inhale at the top. And open the mouth side out. And again, if you need any regrounding, any tactile stuff, rub your arms, open and close fists, rub the palms. For extra grounding, you can take your hands, press down on your thighs. Then you can gently open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll stop the recording. Again, for my live folks, just track in the web app for today so I can get everyone's attendance. And I'll answer questions after.